And welcome to Kiki Crochet. In this video tutorial we're going to learn how to crochet step by step the horseshoe cables, which is a slightly easy way to create cables. And unlike other stitches where I mentioned the multiples and the rule for the stitch, well, in this case we don't actually have a rule. The only thing that we need to know is that in order to create the cable, I need a total of 12 stitches, 6 stitches for the right side and 6 stitches for the left side. And what we actually have is one cable on the right and one cable on the left. And when you put those two cables together, it makes the horseshoe one. Okay, and the difference between the two cables and that they look like this is on the right cable. First I grab the 3 front post triple crochet on the left side, and the ones that I grab on the right side I put my hook from the back of the stitches, and on the left side, when I do the right side front post double crochet, I do it from the front. Okay, and this is what makes the design look like this. Now this cable is a nice cable that you can attach as a center piece, a center design on a scarf. You can put it on your sweaters, on jackets, on vests, you know, jumpers. You can attach it on a jacket. Okay, combine it with different stitches. When you have a big cable like this, it's nice to have smaller ones on the side, or like I am doing right here on my project, I have 3 horseshoe cables along my project. Okay, in this project we're gonna see in about a month how to crochet this one, the complete project. So now let's see how to create the cable step by step. Now before we start, it's important to remember that this stitch does not actually have a multiple as other stitches because the cable is made out of 12 stitches. Now this, because this is a big cable, is a pattern, as I mentioned, that you can add or combine with other stitches on your projects. So what I need to know is that for the cable I need a total of 12 stitches, and in order to see how it's worked, in order to see better how it's worked, I'm going to add 5 half double crochet on the one side and 5 half double crochet on the other side. So I need a total of 22 stitches, and because the first row is going to be a row of 1 half double crochet, I need an extra 2 chains for my project. So I'm going to start with a total of 24 chains. Okay, so let's see how to work our cables. I have worked my 24 chains. Okay, and now we're going to start row 1, where we're going to work 1 half double crochet in each chain across. So I'm going to skip the first 2 chains and I'm going to start crocheting from the third one, 1 half double crochet, next chain, 1 half double crochet, next chain, 1 half double crochet. So far we have 3 stitches. Next one, four, next one, 5, and keep crocheting up until the end right over here for a total of 22 half double crochet. I have completed row 1 with a total of 22 half double crochet. Now we're going to start row 2 by chaining 2, and I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to start crocheting with half double crochet, and the chain 2 does not count as a stitch, so I'm always starting to crochet from the very first stitch of the row. And I'm going to work 1 half double crochet in the first 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to start crocheting front post double crochet, which are going to help me to create the cables in the next rows. And I want you to be aware, because we're going to work front post double crochet, We usually have double crochet in the previous row when we work front posts and back posts. In this row we're going to work front post, double crochet around the half double crochet. Okay, so just want you to be careful of the stitches. This is the first half double crochet that I'm going to work a front post. So I'm going to put my hook from the front to the back of the right side of the stitch, and I'm going to bring my hook out from the left side. Okay, so I'm pulling the stitch outwards. Grab the yarn, pull it under the stitch, and now work your double crochet. So this was the first one out of 12. Next stitch is this one over here. So put your hook from the front to the back on the right side of the stitch and bring it out to the front again from the left side and work your front post double crochet. Okay, so this was the second stitch. Keep going. Next one. Three. Next one. Four. Next one. Five. Next one. Six. Next one. Seven. 8. 9. 10. 11, and my last stitch, my last front post, 12. Okay, so this is now the good side of our project since we're working front post double crochet. Now continue by working 1 half double crochet in each of the last 5 stitches, and I want you to be careful, do not start crocheting from this loop over here, because every time we turn our work, every time we turn the project, the loop that belongs to each stitch is on its top left. Okay, you can see it from the double crochet over here, because this is the good side and I have not turned. The loop is on the top right that belongs to the last double crochet that I created. On the previous row, it's always on the top left. Okay, so this loop belongs to the front post double crochet that I worked over here. So starting from the next one, work your last 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and my last stitch, 5. So this is the end of row 2. Now we're going to start row 3, which is going to be my wrong side. And I'm always chaining 2, turn your work, and starting from the very first stitch, work your first 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now in the next 12 stitches, I'm going to work 1 back post double crochet in each of those 12 stitches. So every time that I am in the wrong side, I'm always working back post double crochet. So this is my first double crochet, so I want to work a back post around it. So every time we work a back post, put your hook from the back to the front on the right side of the stitch, and take your hook to the back again on the left side, so you're pulling backwards. Grab the yarn, pull it under the stitch, and now work your double crochet. Next stitch is this one over here. So again, put your hook from the back to the front on the right side of the stitch, take it out to the back again on the left side, and work your back post double crochet. So this was our second one. We need 10 more. So 2, next one, 3, next one, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and please be careful, the 12th stitch is really not that visible. So it's really important that you count your stitches just to make sure that you're not missing out any stitch. If you open up your stitches, you'll see that you have one last back post double crochet right here, which is our 12th one. Now again, I'm going to work my 5 half double crochet, and please do not start from this one, because this is the loop that belongs to the double crochet that I just worked a back post around it. So starting from the next stitch over here, work your last 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this was row 3, and it was our back post, our wrong side of the project, and this is how your wrong side will look like. As the project keeps going, your back side, your wrong side, is going to look a lot better. Okay, so now we're going to start row 4, which is the first row of repetitions. So chain 2, turn the work, work 1 half double crochet in your first 5 stitches, starting from the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're gonna start creating our cable, and first we're gonna create the right side cable, and the right side cable is always gonna be worked in the same exact way I'm gonna do now. And then in the next 6 stitches I'm gonna work the left side cable, which is always gonna be worked in the same exact way up until you finish your project. Now the difference between the 2 cables is on the first one I'm going to work 3 triple crochet on the 4th, 5th, and 6th stitches, and the 3 triple crochet that I'm going to work on the stitches that I'm going to come back to, my hook is going to go from the back side of the stitches, where on the other side, when I work the first, second, and third that I'm going to skip, my hook is going to go from the front side. So we're going to see how to do that now. Our cables are going to be worked with triple crochet, so we always wrap our hook, the yarn around our hook twice, okay? And now, in order to create the first cable, I'm going to skip the first, second, and third stitches, and I'm going to crochet in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a front post triple crochet around the 4th stitch. So 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one. I'm going to work a front post. So I want to put in my hook from the front to the back on the right side, and to the front again on the left side, and work a triple crochet. So take the yarn, pull it under the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops, and the last 2 loops. Wrap the yarn around your hook twice, and now go into the 5th stitch and work a front post triple crochet. Grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, through the second 2 loops, and through the last 2 loops. Wrap the yarn around your hook twice and go into the 6th stitch, okay, and work a front post triple crochet again. So again, the hook goes from the front to the back on the right side, to the front again on the left side. Grab the yarn, pull it under the stitch, grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops, and the last 2 loops. Now I want to go back and work a front post triple crochet on the first, second and third stitch that I skipped. The thing is that I want to be putting my hook is going to go from the back of those 3 triple crochet. It's going to come to the front, okay, and I'm going to work the triple crochet. Then again from the back, and I'm going to work into the second one and then into the third one right over here. And this is probably the hardest part of the whole stitch, those 3 stitches over here. So wrap the yarn around your hook twice, take your hook from the back of those 3 stitches and bring your hook in the front. Put your hook from the front to the back on the right side of the first stitch and take it out to the front again on the left side. Now, in order to make it easier to crochet, take down those 3 stitches, the first 3 that we worked, and now work your triple crochet. So grab the yarn, pull it under the stitch, take it through the first 2 loops, next 2 loops, and the last 2 loops. Okay, now again, wrap the yarn around your hook twice, take your hook from the back of those 3 stitches and bring it out in the front. And now this is the second stitch that we skipped. So put your hook from the front to the back on the right side, take it out to the front again on the left side, bring down those first 3 stitches that we worked. Okay, so I can see and crochet on this stitch. Grab the yarn, pull it under the stitch and work your triple crochet. Okay, now for the third and last time, wrap the yarn around your hook twice. Take your hook from the back of those 3 stitches and bring it in the front. And this right here is the third stitch that we skipped. So again, put your hook from the front to the back on the right side and take it out to the front again. Again, take those 3 stitches and pull them down. Okay, so I can see the stitch and work your triple crochet. So I have created my first cable. Now wrap the yarn around your hook twice and we're going to work around the next 6 stitches to form the second cable. Okay, so I'm going to skip the first, second and third stitches and I'm going to work around the 4th, 5th and 6th, and I'm going to start from the 4th stitch. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, this one over here, and I'm going to work a front post double crochet around it. And the reason that we work front post triple crochet around the stitches when we work the cables is because the distance that we need to cover is very big, and if I worked it with only double crochet, my project would shrink. Again, wrap the yarn around your hook twice. Okay, this is the 5th stitch, so put your hook around it and work a front post triple crochet. Yarn over it twice, and this is the 6th stitch where again we're going to work a front post triple crochet. Now we're going to go back and crochet front post triple crochet on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd stitches that we skipped, and the difference with this cable is I'm going to be taking my hook from the front and not from the back of the stitches. Okay, so yarn over it twice, and this right here is the 1st stitch that I skipped. So put your hook from the front to the back on the right side, to the front again on the left side, to work your front post triple crochet. Yarn over it twice. Now this is the 2nd stitch that I skipped, so put your hook around it and work a front post triple crochet. Okay, yarn over it twice, and this one over here, and it's not visible, but I do know that there's a 3rd stitch in there, is this one over here. So use your fingers to open up the stitches so you can see easier where you have to crochet to. Now this is the third stitch that I skipped, and I'm going to work a front post triple crochet around it. Okay, so we have completed our cable. This is how your work is supposed to look like. And now finish by crocheting the last 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last stitch right over here, 5. Okay, now we're going to start row number 5, which is the wrong side and the second row of repetitions. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work, and as always we're going to start with our first 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now because this is the wrong side, this means that we're going to work back post double crochet on those 12 stitches that we create the cable. Now after the row of the cable, this is again a hard part of the project in order to realize where your stitches are. Okay, we need to work our stitches in a row, so we're not going to be skipping stitches and going back. I'm going to work 12 back post double crochet in a row, so I want to grab one by one my stitches. Now the first 3 stitches are these ones over here that are really not that visible. This one's back here, 1, 2, and 3. This one over here. When you look your project from the front like this, these are your first 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, the ones that go to the bottom left. Okay, so we're going to be working back post double crochet. The next 3 stitches are those ones right here that I have in the front, where they go to the bottom right, 1, 2, and 3. The next 3 stitches for the other cable are the ones that I see on my front that go to the bottom left, 1, 2, and 3. And the next 3 stitches that are not visible at all are the ones back here, which when you look your project from the front are the ones that are going to the bottom right, 1, 2, and 3. So let's start creating our back post double crochet. Okay, so yarn over once, and I want to work a back post double crochet around the first stitch over here. So put your hook from the back to the front and to the back again and work your double crochet. Now later on, where I'm going to do the repetition of this row again, I'm going to show a second way on how to work your stitches. Okay, yarn over once. The second stitch is this one over here. Use your fingers to open up the stitches so they're visible, this one over here, and work a back post double crochet around it. Yarn over once. Now the third stitch is really not that visible, so open up the stitches with your fingers, okay, and work a back post double crochet around that stitch. Now the next 3 stitches are those 1, 2, and 3. So put your hook again from the back to the front on the right side of the stitch, and make sure you're pushing on the right the stitch that we just worked. Okay, make sure that you don't get tangled on your stitches. So put your hook from the back to the front on the right, to the back again on the left side of the stitch, and work your back post double crochet. Next stitch right over here, from the back to the front, to the back again, and work your back post double crochet. And the third and last stitch from the back to the front and to the back again, and work your back post double crochet. So we just completed working back post double crochet around the first cable. This was our first 6 stitches. Now we're going to go into the next 6 stitches, and the first 3 are these ones over here. 1, 2, 3. So put your hook around the first stitch and work a back post double crochet. So we already know how to work the back post, so that's why I'm not going step by step every time. Second stitch, work a back post double crochet around it. Now for the third stitch, because it's easy for my crochet hook to get tangled on those stitches on the back, make sure that you open up the stitches carefully, and I'm going to use my finger as a guide. Okay, so work a back post double crochet around that third stitch as well. Now the next 3 stitches, I really cannot see them, so make sure you open up the stitches right over here, bring them up to work the back post double crochet around the stitches. Again, as I mentioned earlier, these are the 3 stitches that I'm going to work now. The ones go to the bottom right. Okay, so I'm opening up the stitches, and this is the first one, from the back to the front and to the back again, and work your back post. A back post double crochet around the second one, and a back post double crochet around the third one. And we just completed working 12 back post double crochet. Starting from the next stitch, again work your 5 half double crochet to finish the row with 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 2, turn your work, and we're going to start the 6th and 3rd row of repetitions. Okay, now again we're on the good side. Always I'm going to start with my 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now yarn over once, and in this row, in the 6th row, which is the 3rd row of repetitions, I'm going to work 12 front post double crochet, again in a row. Starting from the first stitch, work a front post double crochet, 1, next stitch, this one over here, 2, next stitch, again use your fingers to open up the stitches, 3, this one over here, now the 4th stitch is really not that visible because it's on the back of this stitch over here. So this is the fourth stitch, this one over here. Work a front post double crochet. Next one, 5th stitch over here. And the 6th stitch is this one over here. Work again a front post double crochet. Then we're going to continue with the next 6 stitches. Starting from the first 3, 1, 2, 3, to work the front post double crochet. First around the first one. Then a front post double crochet around the 2nd stitch. And the 3rd one is really not that visible, so again use your fingers to open up the stitches, and a front post double crochet around the 3rd one. Then keep working a front post double crochet around the 4th stitch, a front post double crochet around the the 5th stitch, sorry, and a front post double crochet around the 6th stitch. Okay, so this is how our cable looks like at this point. Now finish the row with the 5 half double crochet again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and my last stitch, 5. So this was row number 6. Now we're going to start row number 7, which is the 4th and last row of repetitions. Chain 2 and turn your work to work on the back side of our project. Start with your 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now it's easier to see the stitches, and we're going to work a total of 12 back post double crochet in a row again around the first one, 1, next stitch, back post double crochet, 2, next one, 3, next one, 4, next one, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and my last stitch. Open up your stitches so you can see the 12th stitch right over here, and finish with your 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last stitch of the row, 5. Chain 2 and turn your work. So we have completed working all the rows of repetitions for the cable. Now we're going to go over one more time. So we're going to go back to repeating row 4. Okay, so I'm going to start row number 8, but I'm going back to row 4, which was the first row of repetition. So we're repeating those 4 rows, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So what did we do in row 4? Again, we started with our 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now I'm ready to cross my stitches to create my cable again. So first we're going to work the right side cable around the 6 first stitches. Okay, so we yarn over twice, skip the first 3 stitches, skip 1, 2, and 3, and work a front post triple crochet around the 4th stitch. Yarn over twice, put your hook around the 5th stitch, and work a front post triple crochet. Yarn over twice, put your hook around the 6th stitch and work a front post triple crochet. Now we are on the right cable, so this means that I'm going to go back and I'm going to work a front post triple crochet around the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd stitches that I skipped, but I have to put my hook from the back side of those first 3 stitches that I worked. So yarn over twice, take your hook from the back of those 3 stitches and bring it on the front and work a front post double crochet around the first stitch. Take those 3 stitches down so the stitch you want to work around is visible, and work your front post triple crochet. Again, yarn over twice, take your hook from the back of those 3 stitches. Okay, this is the second stitch, work a front post triple crochet. So take those 3 stitches down and work your triple crochet. Yarn over twice. Now this right here is the 3rd stitch, so again take your hook from the back, and this right here is your 3rd stitch from the back, from the front to the back and to the front again to work your front post. Okay, so those 3 stitches down and work your triple crochet. Now as you go through the rows, it's going to be a lot easier to work your cables once you understand how they're worked. Okay, so we worked the right side cable on the first 6 stitches. Now I'm going to work the left side cable around the next 6 stitches. I always skip the first 3, 1, 2, 3, and start crocheting from the 4th, 5th, and 6th. So put your hook around the 4th stitch and work your front post triple crochet. Yarn over twice around the 5th stitch and work your front post triple crochet. Yarn over twice and around the 5th stitch and work your front post triple crochet. Yarn over twice, and now we're gonna go back to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd stitches that we skipped. The only difference is I'm putting my hook from the front. Okay, take your hook from the front and take it around the 1st stitch and work the front post triple crochet. Yarn over twice. Okay, this is the 2nd stitch that we skipped, so put your hook around it and work your front post triple crochet. Yarn over twice, and now the 3rd and last stitch that we skipped is this one over here. Okay, and work a front post triple crochet. Again, we completed working our cable, and this is how your cable is always going to look like when you do the first row of repetitions all over again. And finish by working your 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now again we're going to start the next row, which is row 9, where I'm going to repeat the steps of row number 5. Since I am in the wrong side, I'm going to be working back post double crochet, and I'm going to show you the second way to work your back post, which I believe is an easier one. And this is until you understand how to grab your stitches. Again, once you understand, the pattern's going to work up a lot faster. So work your first 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, now we're going to work our back post double crochet around the 12 stitches of the cable. And as I mentioned earlier, the first 3 are the ones that go on the bottom left. So what I'm going to be doing now, as I'm seeing my project from the top, okay, yarn over once, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the first stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my hook under the first triple crochet. and I'm going to work a back post double crochet. Again, place down your project, yarn over once, and this right here is your second stitch. So put your hook under it and just pick up the triple crochet and work your back post double crochet. Again, place down your project. This is the third and last stitch. So yarn over once, put your hook under the stitch so you're just picking it up like this. Okay. And work your back post double crochet. So we finished with the first three, then we have the next three of the same cable, which are those three in the front that go on the bottom right. 1, 2, and 3. So put your hook around the fourth one over here and work a back post double crochet. Put your hook around the fifth one and work a back post double crochet. And put your hook around the sixth one and work a back post double crochet. So we finished working around the first cable. Now go around the second cable, and my first three stitches are the ones that I have here in the front that go on the bottom left. 1, 2, 3. So yarn over once and put your hook around the first stitch and work a back post double crochet. Yarn over once around the second stitch and work a back post double crochet, and around the third stitch, okay, and work a back post double crochet. Now the next three stitches are not visible at all, but they're these ones that go on the bottom right. So again, I'm going to pick up the first one or the fourth one, then I'm going to pick up the fifth one, and then I'm going to pick up the sixth one to work my back post double crochet. So as I'm seeing my project from the top, yarn over once, okay, and pick up the first triple crochet. Just put your hook under it and work your fourth back post for that cable. Again, place down your project. This one over here is the second one, so yarn over once and put your hook under it and work your second back post double crochet. Yarn over once, this one over here is the third one, so yarn over once, put your hook under the stitch to pick it up and work your back post double crochet, and finish the row again with your 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I completed working on the wrong side, and I did the steps for the second row of repetitions. Now we're going to work the third row of repetitions, so we're going to do the same steps that we did in row 6, okay, for row 9. So chain 2, turn your work, again start with your 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, I'm going to take all the stitches in the row and I'm going to work one front post double crochet around them. No crossing stitches. We only do that once when we do the repetitions of row 4. So yarn over once, work a front post double crochet around the first one. yarn over once, one front post double crochet around the second one, yarn over once, one front post double crochet around the third one, yarn over once, open up your stitches, one front post double crochet around the fourth one, yarn over once, one front post around the fifth one, yarn over once, one front post around the sixth stitch. Okay, so we completed working the 6 front posts around the first cable. Now go on around the second cable and work a front post around the first one, yarn over once, open up your stitches, one front post around the second one, open up your stitches, one front post around the third stitch. Keep going with one front post around the fourth stitch, yarn over once, one front post around the fifth stitch, yarn over once and one front post around the sixth stitch. So we completed working the front post around our cables and finish the row with your 5 half double crochet again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have completed row number 10, which were the same exact steps as row number 6. We worked our front post double crochet. Now we're going to start row number 11, where we're going to work the same exact steps as we did in row number 7. Okay, so chain 2, turn the work, start with your 5 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now very easily go ahead and work your 12 back post double crochet, starting from the first stitch, 1, next stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and my last stitch, open up your stitches, 12, and finish the row with your 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and my last stitch, 5. So here is our work. This is how the wrong side is going to look like. We completed repeating the steps one more time. We always repeat row 4 through row 7. It's only 4 rows. Okay, and this is how the good side looks like of our project. As you go through the rows, it'll stop curling that much, but in the end, when you block your project, it's going to flatten out and it's going to look perfect. So this is how to create the horseshoe cables. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you like the video, please press like and leave a comment. Thanks again. Bye bye.